Good day, everyone. Today we'll talk about the Cry of Balintawak, one of the most pivotal moments in the Philippine history. This event symbolized the start of the Filipino fight for independence against Spanish colonial rule. What makes this historic event more fascinating is that there are four different versions of it, each from the perspective of key individuals. Pia Valenzuela, Santiago Alvarez, Gregorio de Jesus, Guillermo Masangkay.
The Boer version of the Cry of Balintawak. First, we have Pio Valenzuela's version, who was a close ally of Andres Bonifacio. According to him, the Cry of Balintawak took place on August 23, 1896 in Balintawak. He describes Bonifacio gathering the Patucaneros, urging them to stand against Spanish rule. At this meeting, Bonifacio led the symbolic tearing of their cedulars or tax certificates, which was their way of rejecting Spanish authority. Valenzuela's account emphasizes unity and the courage of the Filipino during this critical moment. Next, we have Santiago Alvarez version, another prominent revolutionary. He places the fire on August 24, 1896 in Bahay Toro, near in Balintawak. In his version, Bonifacio gave a passionate speech to inspire the revolutionaries. The tearing of cedulas, which became a symbolic of resistance, was performed in a larger, more organized gathering. Alvarez's version suggests that the cry was just an emotional outburst, but a well-planned act of defiance.
Now, let's hear from Gregoria de Jesus, Bonifacio's wife at Takalakambini of Katipunan. Gregoria de Jesus' version. She doesn't focus as much on the specific date or location, but instead highlights the emotional and symbolic aspect of the crime. Gregoria emphasizes the hardships faced by the Katipuneros, hunger, fear, and sacrifice. For her, the cry represented hope and resilience. This account gives us a more personal and human perspective, showcasing not just the act of defiance, but the sacrifices that came with it. With Guillermo Masangkay's version. Finally, Guillermo Masangkay, a close friend of Bonifacio, shares his account. He places the cry on August 26, 1896, also in Balintawak. He recalls witnessing Bonifacio's stirring speech and the collective tearing of cellulose. Masangkal highlights the camaraderie and solidarity among the revolutionaries, portraying the cry as unifying moment that strengthened their resolve to fight for freedom.
Conclusion of the diversion. While each version differs in the details, such as the date, location, and personal focus, they all agree on one thing: the Cry of Balintawak marked the start of the Filipino Revolution. It was a powerful declaration of the Filipino people's refusal to submit colonial oppression.
How does this affect you as a Filipino? As a Filipino, the cry of Balintawak inspires me to value the sacrifices made by our ancestors It reminds me that our freedom today was handed to us. It was earned through courage and the unity. This history teaches me appreciate our identity and fight for what's right, just as Bonifacio and the entrepreneurs did.
For me, this event strengthens my pride in being Filipino. It shows us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, we have the courage to stand together and fight for our beliefs. It pushes me to contribute positively to society, knowing that our heroes fought for a future where we could be free to pursue our dreams.
The cry of Balintawak is more than a historical event. It's a reminder of our ancestors' bravery and a call to honor their legacy through our action today. Let's carry their spirit forward as we build a better future for our nation. Thank you for joining us on this journey through